Hey, people, hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to do a quick and easy Sakiri guide. She's probably the easiest character in the game to train and build. I'm just going to go over the fast and easy with you, then I'm going to go into the different formations that she makes best out of. And yeah, other than that, let's get into it. So first of all, we go to character.
Let me get out whatever
It is almost essential to level up to level 70 or like max out her level, because her main like benefit is as a buffer and as well as a CC. So her hold skill allows her to gather up enemies really easily, and with her ultimate she also like defense shreds as well as buffs. The key thing here is all you really need to do with Sakiri is max out. You want Good Boy's Adventure. There's not really any other weapon that sort of suits her outside of that. I guess I haven't added these two together yet. I like to keep a second copy of Good Boy's Adventure for Skia, as that's also probably his best weapon. But yeah, you want to max out the level of Sakiri's arc, as it allows her to buff better, increases her base attack. Next up is her console. The only thing that's really essential is that you equipped her with the fan favorite Speedy Hedgehog. This allows her to buff with her ultimate 15% attack. You can actually have this on multiple characters to allow you to keep the buff up for the entirety of the combat by cycling the ultimates right when the buff drops. Also, charge efficiency is really good for getting your Esper cycles out. This is really good on almost anyone. But in terms of modules, the only thing that's really essential is that you fill out the cartridge upgrade section down here, as you'll get that buff. Other than that, she has a really powerful awakening. This awakening here allows you to do a 30% attack boost after doing your ultimate, which is just bonkers. So if you can get a second copy of Sakiri, it really goes well. Next up is her Esper ability. Now, she doesn't really need any of her Esper abilities up, but the one that it's really good for her is this one, which gives her a 10% defensive shred. Besides that, though, absolutely every single skill level for Sakiri is optional, as her buff does not scale off of this at all. So, as you can see, like, the attack bonus just does not go up when you increase the level of this. So yeah, other than this, Sakiri is really great on a multitude of teams. Before I go into Sakiri's teams, let me just mention that she's one of the best flex spots, just up there with Hanil. Her buff just makes her great as an off element pick and just as your fourth slot. Outside of that, like, yeah, she can just basically go into any team like of 3 and just enhance it just by a bit. Also, her crowd control is out of this world, like one of the best crowd controls in the game. So she's almost essential for some of the railway segments. In terms of free-to-play teams, I'd probably say this is the best free-to-play team for her. You can obviously replace Chiz with Adler if you want, as for another like sort of free-to-play beginner-friendly thing. But besides that, you sort of want to use Chiz, as she's pretty much the strongest DPS for free-to-play as soon as you get her. So a more premium version of this team, you might want to use Ji-Yeon, as she's another CC. She'll allow you to crowd control into Sakiri's crowd control and keep them relatively like pinned down. Also, you can use Nanalie as the main DPS and use Sakiri's buffs for that. The main character will provide a lot of blossoms and stuff like that, so you'll have a lot of firepower with this sort of team. Though you can also even replace this character, Nanalie, with Hattori and have similar results. Arguably, though, her best team would be something like this, with a new Lacrimosa character as well as Hanil. Hanil is a great buffer, as well as with Sakiri's buffs and CC. Lacrimosa acts as the main DPS, while Staffodil acts as a sub DPS. This, however, is quite a premium team with 2 5-stars added to it. And not all ones that like people usually have, if you know what I mean. There's sort of a lack of chaos right now. This might not future-proof the content though. You can obviously replace Hanil with Aurelia. She's a good like main DPS as well as CC. And also, if you don't have Daffodil, you could also replace her with Hanil. And the same thing goes with Lacrimosa. You could also replace Lacrimosa with Daffodil and have pretty good results overall. You could even also, you know, if you have Bai Kang, you could replace Aurelia with Bai Kang, or you could replace them with Adler if you want a little bit more sustain, and if you want to go more into the Scorch variant. But yeah, no, this is some of the best teams for her that obviously have like synergy. There's obviously off-element teams that you could do, like Stain. You could do something like, you know, you could go like something like this maybe. Oh, something like this maybe.
Let's start working.
Where you have Hathor is your main DPS, Sakiri is CC, Daffodil is sub DPS, and Hanil as a buffer. Well, Sakiri is a buffer as well, and Hathor would do the most of the damage by trying to get reactions with Hanil and sort of stacking that stain buff. Hathor has impressive damage. However, with the new railway that's coming up soon, Lakshana and Chaos characters are sort of going to come pretty limited, as they're going to be very desirable for each team. Now, you might notice she has this ability where she like sits on this thing and begins like pulling things towards her. This really has no function without her awakenings. So if we look at our awakenings here, so if you get this, it allows you to eat 3 enemies and digest them. This allows you to basically insta-kill like small mobs and stuff like that. It's not something that's priority, and you have to be a higher level than them, so it's not going to really help you with the railway. So it's really finicky and not really worth the investment. Obviously, I sort of briefly went over these. Like, obviously your Scorch enhancement is really good if you want to go for that Scorch team. Make sure you get it. She also has a really good life skill in terms of automatically killing Danzaburo. Fuse this with Mint, and you actually have the fastest way to use City Stamina in the game. So if you do this one, Danzaburo Raid with both their life skills matched up, Mint and Sakiri, this is actually the fastest way to use City Stamina in the game. It's just basically an auto, so like, if we just go in here, and as you can see, it just sort of auto goes, and you will automatically win due to the bonuses that you have. You got like 3 stars without any input whatsoever. But yeah, this has been my Sakiri guide. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and have a wonderful evening.